Welcome to part 2 of the 100-mile week, all in. So I'm out on the trails, as you probably guessed. First 2 days of this week, up to 24 miles. I'm on the 9-mile loop. Absolutely love this loop, it's so good. It's like a cycle trail, so it's just beautiful, wide trails through the forest. 9 miles this morning, top it up later with 4 or 5. And then, if I'm feeling good, I'll do the session tomorrow. If not, I'll put it back to Friday. That's how I work with sessions. I wait until my body's ready and then I do the session. I don't try and rush things. So I'm uphill, so I'm a bit out of breath. Heart rate's 150. So yeah, I try not to rush things. When my body's ready, I'll go hard again. And then I'll recover to soak up all that training. But like I said, the plan is 100 miles for this week. On target at the moment, feeling good. Feeling quite positive about the 400s yesterday. If you haven't seen part 1, go and check that video out. And I'm gonna hit the track. Oh. Swap arms. I'm gonna hit the track and I'm gonna do mile effort with 400-meter recoveries, but running the recoveries as steady as I can. It's a great session, I'm really looking forward to it. Probably should have done the talking bits on the downhill of the loop, not the uphill. Because although I'm running easy, it's always a bit more difficult to actually talk and like as if you're not running at all when you're running uphill. There we go, 9 miles done. One of the things I'm trying to do as my volume increases is to try and do more runs off-road. So for the last few weeks I've been doing all my long runs, 20 milers on the trails, and I'm now going to try and get one of these midweek 9-10 milers on the trails as well. I've got so many brilliant routes around here, it makes sense. It's just I don't know, yeah. I've been doing too much on the roads is what I'm basically trying to say, and now it's time to embrace the trails in between the hard sessions on the road.
Good morning, it's Friday morning, it's not Thursday. So let me be honest, I've always said in these vlogs I want to be totally open with my training. There's no point in me making out I can't speak, sorry, it's quite early. There's no point in me making out that everything is going brilliantly when training is a series of ups and downs. So typically I said I was going to do 100 miles this week. I put out video part 1, 100-mile week, and then I had a great run on Wednesday, and then yesterday I got up early to do my track session, and I had 2 issues that just seemed to have like appeared overnight. My left glute was ridiculously tight and quite sore, and my right calf was the same pretty much, really bad. So I tried a bit of stretching, didn't really do anything. So I had to can that session, didn't go out for a run, moped around, was feeling a bit sorry for myself. Kelly eventually said, come on, get on the massage table, and gave me a massage, and that has really helped. I did a bit of stretching after the massage as well, and yeah, calf and glute seem a lot better. So I took my first rest day I normally, instead of a rest day, just go out for a really, really chilled out 30 to 40 minute run when I feel the fatigue building up, and I find that really helps. I prefer it to a rest day. But sometimes you've just got to take a full day of rest, and yesterday was that day for me. So like I said, I want to be honest and open in my training, and so that's the situation we're in. I might still hit 100 miles because I did leave myself some buffer, but I'm not going to chase it. I've seen too many people chasing miles and chasing virtual goals, etc, etc, and social media can be not a bad thing, but social media can be a pressure when you set yourself these mad targets and then feel like you have to hit them because of social media. So I'll do what's right for me on my training and my body and see where that gets me. But anyway, I've still bagged 40 miles and I'm going into quite a big session now. Although if the glute and calf don't play ball, I'll just cam this session as well. I'm in good shape, I'm fit, and there's months, maybe years until the next race, so I'm in no rush, so I'd rather listen to my body. But I am going to start this session. I drove to the track and they've put up all these like no entry signs, and I don't know if that's to deter people from going to the track. I try and use the track really early before anyone is awake, basically. The track is at a local school and it's owned by the local school. It is used by the local athletics club as well. So I try and get there at like 6 a.m, be finished by 7:30 before anyone gets there. But there's no entry sign, so I've had to abort my track session I was going to do, which I was really excited about. Not really track conditions today, it's quite windy and wet, but it doesn't really matter about the split, it was the effort that mattered. But anyway, I've changed my plan, I've come to the trails, and I'm going to do a session that I've wanted to do for a long time. This session is mile repeats, but it's on the trails. It's just a fine trail, so it's very easy to run fast on. And it's uphill and downhill. So I haven't decided which way around I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do mile efforts, alternating uphill and downhill. So obviously there's going to be a huge differentiation in pace, but hopefully the effort will be very similar. I'll have my stride pod on to look at the data afterwards, to see if I was putting out the same sort of effort. Obviously I'll have my heart rate monitor on as well. I'm gonna take 2 or 3 minutes recovery, just an easy jog. On the track it was going to be quite a steady lap recovery, but I'll try and do these maybe a bit harder efforts on the miles and a bit of an easier recovery. Slightly different stimulus, but it's just what I'm thinking will suit this session. This is a session I've wanted to do for a while, as I said. What else was I going to say? So I'm quite looking forward to really rolling it hard down the hill. But what goes down has to come back up, or what comes up comes down. Whatever the saying is, I'm going to have to run back up the hill then really hard. And so don't want to fry my legs too much on the downhill. Anything else to say? Just banging in a caffeine shot now.
Just warming up. Despite it being very a gritty surface, I'm still finding the Saucony Endorphin Pro haven't got that great a grip. Quite a bit of slippage. Anyway, I'm on the downhill bit now. Roll back to the car, strip off, get the session done.
That's 3 done,
and it's absolute hell. Oh my life. Oh, really struggling. Love the uphill bit because you just worked so hard without even, well, you do notice it, but without your legs going that fast, you're working so hard. I better go. Time's nearly up. Stop, please, stop. Right then, I'm done. I have to speak quickly because I picked the loudest place in the world to film. Right then, starting uphill, downhill, 6 reps, 5:15, 4:44, 5:27, 4:51, 5:33, 4:47. Absolute hell. So glad to get it done. One of the toughest sessions I've ever done, I think. That was really tough. The penultimate one was uphill. I just couldn't get going. And halfway through I looked down at my watch and it's 5:50 pace. And I just thought, Matt, you are sandbagging. What are you trying to do? Save yourself for the last rep? So then I had to just really dig in to try and save the uphill one. And just rely on the last one taking care of itself. You've always got a bit more to give, so there'll always be something left for the last rep, especially on a downhill one. Happy to get into the 440s again for the downhill one. Really good session, really. Need to do a cool down now. Hamstring feels a bit tight, so I'm going to do some more stretching later. For the cool down, I like to change into comfy trainers, so I'm taking the Saucony Endorphin Pro off, putting the Nike Infinity React Run, whatever they're called, on. I love those trainers, they're really comfortable, soft underfoot, wide base, just a really nice easy day, recovery day trainer. And the Saucony is not an easy day trainer, very stiff with a carbon plate, and you know, they roll you onto your forefoot, etc. And that's not what you want for your cool down. So I'm going to put those on now. I wrote my plan. I don't know if you can see that. It says mile up and down, that's the warm-up. Change, up, down, which is the session. Layer up and then cool down. I will not be layering up. I'm boiling. It felt cold this morning, but now I've done a session. Definitely won't be putting a jumper on. Maybe I shouldn't have worn the white vest for the session on the trails. Look at that! That's a sign of a good heel flick, whatever you want to call it. Follow through, you know what I mean. That awesome feeling when you've banked a really good session and 10 miles before 8:30. Now time to go home and get some breakfast. If you're wondering how I fueled for this, I had a Science and Sport energy bake, and that was it, I think. Yeah, and a coffee, and then a caffeine shot. So loads of caffeine and a bake, which has like 20 grams of carbs in. But I had a big dinner last night, so it wasn't like it was a huge session or anything. But yeah, I just wouldn't have been able to eat anything else and my stomach settle by the time of the session, because I was starting early. So those energy bakes, I think, sit really well with me. So does toast. But anything else, even porridge might have just come back up basically, or give me a stitch or something. Anyway, I'm done. Happy days. Let's go. So for run number 2 of the day, I'm pacing Kelly on her session. Harry's gonna help me. Aren't you, little man? Not bothered. So yeah, we're gonna lap the lake. She's doing like 75 seconds on, minute off. And yeah, nothing really to report. Let's just get this done.
No footage from the session because I basically died a horrible slow death. So Matt's meant to be pacing me and he got his pacing duties all wrong.
No, I didn't. I had to catch you up because you went out so hard.
He cooked me right at the start. But anyway, it's another session in the bag.
that's run number 3 done. I don't know why, but I put the Alpha Fly on. I wanted to see what they would be like because my legs are quite tired, and I thought the extra cushioning might be quite nice. And then, because Kira was on the bike filming, she wanted to get some fresh air. I ended up rolling a bit hard, but it just felt really good. Just bouncing along in the Alpha Fly, and my legs didn't feel bad at all. So 4 miles done. I think we averaged 6 minutes per mile. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was really fun. It's a lovely evening. Kira enjoyed getting out, and I made her do a couple of minutes intervals just to see how she'd fare. Not for my benefit, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. So 17 miles, 18 miles today. A really good day, a quality session. I enjoyed working out with Kelly around the lake, and then some, I want to say steady, but that's more like up-tempo type miles this evening. Got a big long run in the morning, so hopefully I feel okay for it. I'm doing I'll tell you tomorrow. Solstice run. It's the longest day of the year tomorrow, but I'll fill you in tomorrow. Good morning, and it's the longest day of the year, which means Solstice Relay. So I'm teaming up with Pro Direct Running and Do Running, and the plan is there's 13 of us. We've all got our own little slots, and we're going to run as far as we can today from sunrise to sunset. My slot is 7:30 to 9:30, so I'm going to head out to the trails and run as far as I can and try and help the team meet our goal of 160 something kilometers in 16 hours. So I can't wait to get out there and have some fun. Right, so I've just arrived at the trails. I'm starting in exactly 1 minute. I've got my Do Running top on, and I'm looking forward to 2 hours. I wouldn't say it's sunny, but it's going to be a fun run.
And he's got me on the uphills. Oh, he knows how to treat me. Fast rolling hills, he said. 1.5 miles up a massive hill, it feels like. And he's striding ahead with his big long legs. My little legs struggling. Rolling hills, rolling hills. Look at this. I don't know if you can see this incline, but it's not rolling. So I'm done, 28 kilometers done. Pretty happy with that. Some really big hills, but very enjoyable. Love the trails, love the forest, and it's just good to be out.